Humanity's history is replete with conflicts, battles, and wars that have shaped the course of their civilization. From ancient skirmishes with swords and shields to the devastating world wars of the 20th century, humans have seen the horrors and consequences of war up close. This bloody history has left an indelible mark on the collective psyche of humanity, driving a profound aversion to war in the modern era. In the vastness of the galaxy, many alien species are fascinated by humans. They marvel at their resilience, creativity, and ingenuity. But one thing perplexes them above all. Why do humans, with their formidable capabilities and strategic minds, seem so averse to engaging in war? This question piqued the curiosity of the Galactic Council, the governing body that oversaw interstellar relations. The Council decided to invite a human delegation to explain their stance on war. Among the chosen representatives was Dr. Elena Rodriguez, a renowned historian and peace advocate. Her deep understanding of human history and her commitment to peace made her the ideal candidate to address the Council's inquiries. As the human delegation arrived at the Galactic Council's headquarters, a magnificent structure orbiting a tranquil blue planet, they were met with a mixture of curiosity and skepticism. Representatives from various species had gathered to hear what the humans had to say. Among them were the Martok, a warrior race known for their martial prowess, and the Zorathians, who valued strategic dominance. The council chamber was a grand hall with towering columns and intricate carvings depicting the history of the galaxy. Dr. Rodriguez felt a sense of awe and responsibility as she stood before the assembled representatives. She knew that her words could shape the perception of humanity in the eyes of the galaxy. Dr. Rodriguez began her presentation with a somber recounting of Earth's history. She detailed the devastating impact of wars, from the ancient conflicts that ravaged civilizations to the cataclysmic world wars that threatened humanity's very existence. The images of ruined cities, countless casualties, and the haunting memories of nuclear devastation were a stark reminder of the horrors humans had endured. The cost of war is measured not just in lives lost, but in the suffering of generations, she said, her voice echoing in the vast chamber. We have learned that war brings destruction, pain, and loss that reverberate through time. The scars of war are deep, and they remind us of the importance of peace. As she spoke, the representatives listened intently. Some were visibly moved by the accounts of human suffering, while others remained skeptical. The Martok representative, General Cragg, was particularly intrigued. He had always seen war as a means to achieve honor and glory. The human perspective was a stark contrast to his own. Dr. Rodriguez continued, explaining how the world wars had led to the formation of international organizations, like the United Nations, aimed at fostering dialogue and preventing conflicts. She highlighted the efforts of peace movements and the development of diplomacy as a means to resolve disputes. We have come to understand that true strength lies not in our ability to wage war, but in our capacity for empathy, cooperation, and understanding, she said. Our greatest achievements have been born from unity and collaboration, not from conflict. The Zorathian representative, Ambassador Talia, nodded thoughtfully. The Zorathians valued strategic thinking, and the idea of achieving goals through peaceful means resonated with her. She saw potential in learning from the humans' approach to conflict resolution. Dr. Rodriguez then addressed the advancements in technology and science that had arisen from the desire to avoid war. She spoke of medical breakthroughs, space exploration, and environmental conservation efforts that had united humanity in common goals. These achievements, she argued, were a testament to what could be accomplished when resources were directed towards constructive endeavors rather than destruction. We have realized that our true potential is unlocked when we work together to solve the challenges that face us, she concluded. War only hinders our progress and diminishes our humanity. After Dr. Rodriguez finished her presentation, the floor was open for questions and debate. General Cragg was the first to speak. His imposing figure and stern expression commanded attention. Dr. Rodriguez, while your history is undoubtedly filled with tragedy, I cannot help but wonder if your aversion to war makes you weak, he said. In my experience, strength is forged in the crucible of battle. How can a species that shuns conflict be considered strong? Dr. Rodriguez met his gaze calmly. General Cragg, strength comes in many forms. Physical might is but one aspect. The true measure of strength is the ability to build, to create, and to sustain. It is the courage to pursue peace, even in the face of provocation, and the wisdom to resolve differences through dialogue rather than violence. Ambassador Talia interjected, her voice thoughtful. But how do you ensure that your enemies do not take advantage of your peaceful nature? How do you protect yourselves? Dr. Rodriguez smiled. We do not advocate for passivity. We have robust defense systems and highly trained forces ready to protect us if necessary. But our primary focus is on preventing conflicts through diplomacy, mutual understanding, and cooperation. We believe that by building strong relationships and fostering trust, we can create a more stable and secure galaxy for all. The debate continued, with representatives from various species posing questions and offering their perspectives. Some were skeptical, while others were inspired by the human approach to conflict resolution. The discussion was intense but respectful, reflecting the diversity of thought within the Galactic Council. As the debate drew to a close, it was clear that the human delegation had made a significant impact. While not everyone was convinced, many had gained a deeper understanding of the human perspective on war and peace. General Cragg, who had been the most vocal critic, stood and addressed the assembly. While I still believe in the value of strength and readiness for battle, I have gained a new respect for the humans' approach. Their history has taught them lessons that we can all learn from. Perhaps there is wisdom in seeking peace over war. Ambassador Talia nodded in agreement. The human perspective offers a valuable counterpoint to our own. By combining our strengths and learning from each other, we can create a more harmonious and prosperous galaxy. Dr. Rodriguez felt a sense of accomplishment. She knew that changing deeply ingrained beliefs would take time, but this was a significant step forward. The human delegation had planted the seeds of a new understanding, one that could lead to a future where peace was the norm rather than the exception. The Galactic Council decided to establish a new committee focused on conflict prevention and resolution, with representatives from all member species. Dr. Rodriguez was appointed as a special advisor, tasked with sharing humanity's experiences and strategies for maintaining peace. As the human delegation prepared to leave the Galactic Council's headquarters, they reflected on the journey they had undertaken. They had faced skepticism and resistance, but they had also found allies and kindred spirits among the stars. Dr. Rodriguez looked out at the expanse of space from the observation deck of their ship. We've come a long way, but there is still so much work to be done. The road to lasting peace is long and challenging, but it is a journey worth taking. Captain David Carter, the leader of the delegation, joined her. You're right, Elena. We've made a good start, but this is just the beginning. We need to continue building bridges, fostering understanding, and working together with our allies. As their ship departed the Galactic Council's headquarters and set course for Earth, the delegation felt a renewed sense of purpose. They were not just representatives of humanity, they were ambassadors of peace, carrying the hopes and dreams of a better future for all. Back on Earth, the human delegation's success was celebrated as a milestone in interstellar relations. The stories of their experiences and the impact they had made were shared widely, inspiring a new generation of peace advocates and diplomats. Dr. Rodriguez continued her work as a special advisor to the Galactic Council, traveling to different worlds and sharing humanity's lessons on peace and cooperation. Her efforts contributed to a growing movement within the galaxy, one that sought to resolve conflicts through dialogue and mutual understanding. The Committee on Conflict Prevention and Resolution became one of the most influential bodies within the Galactic Council, driving initiatives that promoted peace and stability across the galaxy. It was a testament to the power of collaboration and the belief that a better future was possible. Humanity's aversion to war had become a guiding principle, not just for Earth, but for many other worlds as well. The lessons learned from their turbulent history had become a beacon of hope, showing that even in the darkest times, the pursuit of peace could lead to a brighter tomorrow. As the years passed, the legacy of peace that humanity had championed continued to grow. The galaxy saw fewer wars and more cooperation, as species from all corners of the universe worked together to overcome challenges and build a better future. Dr. Rodriguez looked back on her journey with pride. She had witnessed the transformative power of peace and had played a role in shaping a new era for the galaxy. The road to peace was never easy, but it was a journey worth taking, for it led to a future where all could thrive. And so, the story of why humans steer clear of war became a part of the galaxy's collective consciousness, a reminder that the pursuit of peace was the greatest strength of all.